My name is Glenn Armstrong, and I'd like to welcome you to my presentation. It's going to last for about 15 minutes, and it's all very, very much about my Property Millionaire Academy, the Property Investment and Property Development Membership Club, where I'll do everything I can to help you accelerate your property investment journey, accelerate your property investment success. Membership to join is a very nominal fee. I'm going to get to that in a little while. I am, however, going to talk about some other things, some of my other products, which I'm not trying to do anything with about. Today is all about just listening to my membership club and how much help and how much value you will be able to get from it. It's absolutely amazing. I'm really excited, and I'm glad that I can share this and help everybody grow. So members benefits. The goal of the Academy is to help investors grow their portfolio quicker, to make more profit on development projects, help you to become financially free. And my goal is to help create 200 property millionaires. Currently, I have 92 millionaires I've created. And what I'm trying to do is, because most of my products are quite expensive and out of the price range of a lot of people. So I've wanted to put together something that I can still help you for a very nominal budget. And I can help you with your property journey with a very nominal budget. And guess what? When you use the strategies I do, it doesn't take a lot of cash, hardly any, to do and work with a lot of the strategies that I teach. So another benefit, I run a weekly live Ask the Property Experts webinar, and I run it every Monday evening between 7 and 7:45. I will be interviewing my different millionaire and my different successful clients. And I'll be asking them about what strategies out of the 24 strategies I teach that they've used, how they've done what they've done, and talk about the structure and more information so that you can learn and benefit from what they've been doing. And then at the end of that, we're then going to do a question and answer where you can ask them what questions that may be relevant and pertinent to you. Sometimes, if there's no one available on that particular date to chat, I'll be just hosting a question and answer session. Maybe we'll pick a few and have conversations with specific people that we just pick, and see if I can actually coach you into a dramatic improvement in what you're doing at the moment. Right, this was an email I received from my 92nd client who became a millionaire. As I said, I'm offering you something a lot cheaper than this, but I'd just like to share some of the results of some of my clients with you. From Stuart Mather to me, "Hi Glenn, hope all is good with you and the family. Sorry I've been off the radar for the last couple of months. We've had our third son in May. We now have a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old and a 2-month-old, and business has been flying and my hands are very full, so to speak. I just wanted to say thank you for the guidance, support and mentorship so far. The results have absolutely blown me away. When we initially spoke exactly 12 months ago for my induction and goal setting call, I was earning around £5,000 to £6,000 per month income from property. I've been in property for a while and I've made loads of classic mistakes along the way, losing a fortune through bad choices and lack of education and support. And that's one of the things I want to do through the membership club, a very nominal fee every month, is to be able to help you make decisions, and you can run things by me and I'm going to say, I wouldn't do that, or yeah, kind of like that, okay? I don't want people making errors that cost them a lot of money. You asked me to set my horizons, so I've something to aim for each week, month, year. 12 months in and I'm now more than achieving my 2-year horizon results. Wow, cash flow is £24,000 per month net and will be over 30 grand when the current project completes, which I understand it has just completed. The introductions to your team have been amazing, made huge tax savings and increased capital gains allowance from you, your tax advisor, plus use your proposed mortgage broker on multiple deals, and he's come up with great products every time. I was in a difficult place before joining the Property Millionaire Academy due to previous poor choices in property. Your mentorship has helped turn that around, and I'll be forever grateful. So will my family. Thanks again, and look forward to moving on to the next level. Magnum of Barrier is on its way. And just to let everyone know, that's the thing I do when one of my clients becomes a millionaire. They send me a bottle of champagne, and that means I can then measure how many clients I've had become millionaires. And so far, I've had 90 bottles of champagne, and I owe you some. I've been trying to track that for a long while, and the cost of coffee. So you're going to find out during them interviews all about my creative investment strategies and how they work, how different people are doing things with very little money and making huge cash flows from them. You're going to find out how it's working for my successful clients, where they're applying them, what towns they're working in, and you'll also be able to ask some questions yourself. I'd just like to play a short video from one of my clients, Ian. Now, Ian's on a different level. He was a millionaire when he came to me. He had quite a large portfolio. He joined my private client way higher level than what, and a totally different price to what we're going to be offering anything here tonight, today. So let's just take a few seconds to watch Ian's video, and then I will be straight back to you.
Okay, Ian, so private client mentoring.
Private client mentoring with Glenn, 19997 plus VAT. You have to make a value call, but when I met Glenn, my cash flow was 10 grand a month and my equity was $1 million on a 5 million portfolio. The equity, including all of the cash that we borrowed from private investors, is now 5 million. So that's 4 million extra equity. Cash flow has gone from 10 to 42. So that's another 32 a month. 32 a month. So there's equity and cash flow, and the portfolio itself has gone from 5 million to 12. Now, if that does over the long term appreciate at 10% over the long term, then there's $1 million right there a year in equity paper wealth. So you've got income wealth, you've got equity paper wealth, and you've got cash wealth, and cash has gone up as well. So was it worth it?
Did you have a strategy in place before?
I was wondering. I was doing stuff, but 100 watt light bulb will light a room, 100 watt laser will bounce off the moon and back. It's coherent focused energy that is necessary to unlock the potential. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So that was Ian's video. Now, again, he's a private client. I only ever take on 12 private clients. I normally take on 1 a month if one of the clients drops off. Currently, I'm full, but this presentation today is about something at totally the other end of the spectrum. I just wanted to give you some feedback as to the level, the potential is there to help you, depending on how far you want to go on your property journey. So if you're thinking of doing a deal at the moment, run it past me. My clients I'm going to be interviewing every week before committing to it. I've saved my clients millions and millions of pounds over the years, pointed out obvious challenges for me, why they should proceed with the deal. But to them, because they didn't know what they didn't know, they looked great to them and they were proceeding with the deals. And sometimes it's a bit hard for them to turn around and say, well, actually, I don't want to do it anymore, and drop out. But, you know, when I pointed out where the challenges are in the deal, most of the time they take my advice. Eleanor Roosevelt said, learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. And that very much highlights the fact I've made lots of mistakes over my property journey. I've learned the hard way on quite a lot of things. Now you don't have to. For a very nominal fee, you can share all of my knowledge. Okay, every Tuesday evening, there'll be a webinar held by one of my expert team. I have a very amazing team, my tax specialists, my architects, my solicitors, my mortgage broker. They will be there for you to ask questions. Now, they're not going to be there to take you on as clients, because that only happens when you're actually on my mentoring program. But they are going to be there to answer questions for you on tax issues, architectural issues, solicitors, legal issues, and on mortgage broker issues. No particular order they're running, and maybe some of them might be on more than others, but we'll try to get them on all at least once every 8 weeks. I know the mortgage broker will be on more regularly than the others. Okay, so you're going to get the chance to ask the experts I just spoke about, your chance to meet creative thinking property experts that have taken me years to find, people that think a bit outside the box, and ask them any burning questions that you have that you need to ask them without having to pay consultation fees or anything like that. And you're going to be able to learn from everyone else's questions. You're the people who ask questions that you never thought of asking, and you'll pick up your learning curve quite quickly from that. So there we go. Webinars every Monday, every Tuesday. They'll all be recorded, and anybody who's a member will be able to watch previously recorded webinars as well. They will be in the members area on my website, which will be ready very, very soon. The Property Millionaire Academy.co.uk is where they're going to be hosted. So let me share a little bit about my property experience and where I've done my first ever creative strategy. I had 100 odd grand when I started. Didn't quite know. I knew I wanted to get stuff with high yields, and I knew I needed to buy them cheap enough. And these estate agents were like, "What? Well, you're not selling stuff at that price." They got a bit rude with me. So I developed a system where I used to market for properties. I used to put adverts in newspapers and leaflets, and I've become pretty much an expert in negotiation over the years, spending hundreds of times at the coalface negotiating property deals with people, and I've got it down to quite a fine art. Within a short period of time of starting my advertising, I'd bought 6 properties in the Milton Keynes area, and I'd purchased them all very well, but I wasn't able to refinance them for 6 months. So that meant I had to wait 6 months before I could refinance them, the refinance time, and then I'd have my money again to go, because I bought them well enough to be able to refinance all my deposits back out, because I bought them well below market value, because of the marketing system that you would never get deals like that through estate agents. So I went to my solicitor and said, "Look, I'm very frustrated, Vicky. I really, really want to speed things up." And so she decided, for a fee of £2,000, that she would search every single contract with every building society to see if there was an easier way of doing things. And guess what? She discovered that Birmingham Midshires, who are still about but don't do this anymore, would allow you to refinance a property that you'd bought within about a month of buying it, as soon as it was registered with Land Registry. So that was okay. Bit hit and miss, bit of a challenge, because of valuers valuing things that I'd bought a lot cheaper, 3 or 4 months, 2 months before that. And yeah, but it worked to a certain degree, and it was great. Then we discovered the Mortgage Express system, which I'll explain a little bit more in just a second. Now, my first buy-to-let, Mr. Trinder, I was going to share my first ever deal with you, came from my leaflet, from my advert in the local paper. He phoned me up. He said, "You know what? I've been trying to sell this property through the estate agents for a long while." It was a ex-local authority block of flats, so the estate agents had sold it a couple of times, and people couldn't get mortgages on it because they didn't know where, they didn't know that there was one specific mortgage company that would do it. Anyway, he said, "And do you know what? I know why I wasn't selling, because the estate agents told me it was worth 60 grand, but I don't believe that at all. I think it's worth 30. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, I'm not going to argue with that. And then we've looked around the property, and he's looked, it's only a studio flat after all. It had bars on the windows, because he said if he left them open without the bars, the kids would come in while he was out. But he wanted to let his cat in and out, so he had bars on them. And we went in the bathroom. It's quite scruffy. In the kitchen, he turned around and said, "You know what? I think you can have this for 25 grand. So I'm like, thinking it's my Christmas, and all my Christmases have come at once, and I love this property game, and I love what I'm doing, and wow. And then after we'd spoken for about 5 or 10 minutes, he actually turned around and said, look, my company wants to keep on employing me. Technically, I've retired. Could you please let me rent this back for about a year? They may keep me on for another 3 months, 6 months, I don't know, and then I want to move on. So I said, yeah, okay, fine, we can look at that. And he offered me £5,000 rent for the year up front, and actually turned around and said, if he leaves after 6 or 7 months, not to worry, I can keep the difference. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I love this property game. And that was my first ever deal. Property worth 60 grand for 25 grand with 5 grand rent paid up front for the year when the rent should only have been about 4 grand. And every single deal, every time I went round, there was different deals, different scenarios, and did many, many deals like that. So that's where I cut my teeth. That was my coal-face deals. That's where I started in 2004. The actual deal that we learned with Vicky was all about the no money down, and you were able to apply to refinance a property before you owned it. She found that with Mortgage Express when she was searching through all the contracts. Literally allowed me to go along to these people in this property, and I thought it was worth about 140 grand. I negotiated a deal using the process that I developed where I would buy it off them for 100 grand. And the financial engineering I did would be that the surveyors would come out, value the property. They valued it at 140, as I thought, and the building society offered me a mortgage of 119. So I bought it cash for a bridging company that I actually was partners in, so it didn't cost me anything. So I paid the 100 grand from the bridging company. The solicitors had already drawn down the mortgage readiness to make sure there was no mess ups. Paid the bridging companies back within seconds and asked me where they'd like me to send the 19 grand less my stamp duty and a few costs. So literally, I was buying properties and getting money back at the same time. So I was being paid to buy houses that would cash flow positive and appreciate in value over the years. Now, don't you wish there was a new Mortgage Express? Well, the good news is there is a way of doing this and a way of structuring this where you can do very similar things, and it's very exciting, and I'm going to be able to help you. So my results when I first started property, 52 properties in 48 weeks is what I purchased using this system. I was asked to go and speak at Excel Property Exhibition. I expected to speak to about 30 or 40 people, and they said, no, Glenn, you're in the big hall. There's about 400 people in there. And I was like, oh my God, I've never ever spoken to people hardly ever before. I was terrified. I stood up, started speaking, started talking about the system that I just spoke about. I said, I like to apply to remortgage things, property before I've actually bought it. And somebody at the back in a big booming voice shouted out, I'm sorry, but you can't do that. That's illegal. And I should know. I'm a solicitor. And all of the 399 heads that turned around to look at him then turned around and looked back at me. And I was very fortunate that through my experience, I was able to say, do you know what? Many other solicitors have said that to me, many of my clients' solicitors. But if you go to, and you're right, most building societies won't allow it at all. Of course they won't. But Mortgage Express do. So if you go to their terms and conditions, and I used to know this off by heart, page, whatever it was, section, blah, 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 and you'll find that they do allow it. And once you do that, and maybe you want to phone and confirm, you can then start doing them deals and start for people and start earning money from it. So he sat down, everyone was okay, and I was like, nothing worse than doing a big presentation for the first time when you were terrified and someone shouting that out. I managed to buy 140 properties in the first 3 years. The recession came along, building societies clamped down on giving mortgages to people who had lots of mortgages. Wasn't running the portfolio very well, grew it so quickly, and a lot of people were housing benefit. I was 100 grand in rent arrears. Interest rates went up to 5.75, and I was struggling a little bit. I actually then decided to employ someone and pay the money that I had to pay, who knew what they were doing with the housing benefit tenants. They turned that round, and thanks, Jan, that was really cool. And then all of a sudden, interest rates dropped, and before I knew it, I'd bought a total of 243 properties into my ex-wife's portfolio. Yeah, made a big mistake putting them all in her name, but that's a whole different story. It's caused me all sorts of fun and games. But anyway, interest rates dropped, and that portfolio was generating £100,000 per month cash flow profit, and the equity, as the capital appreciation went up huge into tens of millions of pounds. So amazing results for a few years' work. And it's the type of thing that you can't accelerate at that speed anymore, but I can certainly help you through my membership program, do probably 8 or 10 or 12 properties a year. At one point, I was actually the 8th largest sole trader housing benefit landlord in the UK, because I let out probably about 70% of my properties to housing benefit. And yeah, apparently that landlord in Milton Keynes, that was me, was paid over 650 grand in housing benefits. It wasn't actually, that was incorrect. It was actually £800,000. But there we go. So a little bit more about my history. I purchased a 243 below market value buy-to-let portfolio over a period of 5 years. I managed a total through the agency. We rented our own properties out, over 400 properties in total. I had 30 flip projects running at one time, just flipping properties. I've done many new build, including blocks of flat developments. I've actually converted 8 hotels into HMOs, done hundreds of delayed completion projects, which are amazing. And you're going to hear all about them when I talk to my clients that are doing them at the moment. Huge profits with minimum input. I created 24 creative strategies that my clients have used to become millionaires, and thousands have used to become financially free, including selling HMO rooms in houses and hotels. Here's one a bit off beast for you. 92 clients of mine are now millionaires, many of them starting from next to nothing. Myself, I've been self-made millionaire 3 times over in 3 different industries. I actually act as a creative strategy consultant to many millionaire clients and solicitors as well. I've had many solicitors come to ask me to structure deals, and I charge them £1,000 an hour to do that thing. I've been mentoring people since 2005, and there's a whole many other things I've done as well. So, but I just wanted to share my experience so you can see how I can benefit you. So use my experience. I have it already. I've learned the hard way, so you don't have to. I'm just going to play a video from another one of my clients, and then we'll get down to the actual cost of the membership club. And I think you'll find it's absolutely pretty amazing for what you're getting. So let me just play Frank's video for you.
Hi, my name's Frank Flegg.
Hi, my name's Frank Flegg. I've been a full-time property investor for the last 8 years or so. I have a portfolio of just over 45 properties in and around the Midlands and wider afield. And I came on this 4-day course. I've just finished it. I came on this 4-day course not really knowing how much I was going to get out of it, not really thinking. In fact, a friend asked me what I thought I was going to get out of it for investing 4 days and going and staying in London, etc. And I said maybe 5% would be of relevance to me, because I feel I'm a pretty sophisticated investor. How wrong was I? And I'm happy to say how wrong I was. I got value from every single hour. I didn't want to leave the room for comfort breaks or lunch in case I missed something. It was that valuable. I would have paid many thousands of pounds for what I've learned over the last 4 days. It is phenomenal value to someone who's already done some investing. I've got strategies for increasing my cash flow in properties by more than double. I've got strategies for buying better. Now I buy between 6 and 8 a year each year, and I think I could probably quite easily double that with my same marketing spend that I spend at the moment. From what I've learned strategies for minimising my tax, really creative strategies. I probably could have, if I'd carried on for a decade or 2 or 3 decades, I probably never would have come across myself. And it's because Glenn does this full time, and he does it all over the country, and he's always learning. And so to get the benefit of that wisdom for 4 whole days is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, the value. And having been to other property guru courses, where it's clearly evident that they make most of their money from training rather than actually from investing in property, I think it's honest to say I was a bit jaded. But I'm so glad I did give Glenn a try, and I did come on this 4-day course, because the value that I've got has been immense, absolutely immense. And I can wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone from absolute beginner through to multi-million-pound property investor. And there were several of us on the course that had multi-million-pound portfolios, and we were all sat in the bar afterwards saying, what a good investment of 4 days. So thank you, Glenn. And if anyone wants to speak to me in advance about going on the course, if you have any qualms about going, feel free to contact me, guys.
Okay, so that was Frank's video. Now, I played that literally so that if you're sitting there with quite a lot of experience and you're thinking, well, what's the point of joining Glenn's membership club? And it is only a very, very nominal fee, and I'm going to get that into you in a minute. Well, I think you can see by the experience of my clients and the levels that we're at, that whether you're a beginner or very, very experienced, we can help you, which makes this offer so amazing value. Now, you're going to get access to my members lounge, where you can register for the webinars, and all the data stuff is done, all of the IT stuff. We'll just give you, once you've joined, all the information that you need. There is a members forum in the members lounge, where you can go and get all the links onto the webinars, etc., etc., etc. And here we go. So, monthly membership, only $19.99. All you need to do is click on the button, buy your membership now, and you'll get immediate email response as to the web log-on details for the weekly webinars. So I look forward to seeing you there. Don't go away quite yet, because there is an opportunity for you to become an elite member and pay for 1 year. So you're going to get, if you want to join the elite membership, a little bit more than just the membership. 1 year membership is only £197.99. Now, don't forget, you're going to get all the webinars that you get as a member every week, the 2 webinars a week, where you can ask your questions, you can check deals out, see whether they're going to work or not. It's huge value for you. If you join at $197.99 for 12 months, okay, you're also going to get access to our elite members lounge, where you're going to get daily motivational quotes sent to you, either by email or text. Just a little jiggle along to remind you what you should be doing all the time. You're going to get access to lots of our legal documents, which include option agreements, lease options, delayed completions, lockout agreements, partnership agreements, heads of terms agreements, JV agreements, deal evaluation spreadsheets. They're all there in the elite members lounge. Plus, maybe you have a requirement for another type of document. Can't promise I'm going to have every single one, but ask. And if you're an elite member, then if I can find one, I will, and 9 times out of 10, I'm going to find it. So that's the benefits of the elite membership. And you'll also have access to my Property Millionaires goal setting course, how to successfully set goals and achieve them. And that is such an important part of the journey of becoming a millionaire. So thanks very much for listening to me this evening. There's 2 buttons here, one for your to join the membership and one to join Elite membership. Please feel free, go do that now, and you're going to get the benefit of all my years of experience, lots of my Property Millionaires clients' experience, my team of experts' experience, all for a very nominal one upfront fee if you want all the extra bonuses with it, or the monthly fee. Thanks very much for listening, and I look forward to helping you on your property journey.